Well, good afternoon, Karl. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you? I'm all branded up.
You are all branded up. You are. I washed my hair this morning and I didn't get much time. So I put my hair up in a bun, so I can't put the cap on. But
We're going to need to get an Agile World top hat for you.
top hat. Oh yes, that would work. Anyway, welcome to Agile World, everybody. Welcome to
Yay.
our Agile World.
Yeah, so questions come in about what is Agile World? Where does it come from? What's it doing? Where does it go? And I just thought it'd be a good idea to answer that question now that the festival's almost over.
Yeah, if you
So
think about it, people are probably wondering, hang a minute, who are these two? Like, they've appeared. Who are they?
yeah, so I early on before the festival started, and I've known Sabrina since, is it November? I think
No,
it might be
bit before that. So
October,
about
November last year. I mean, it is. I think
yeah,
it is only that.
it's when I was knocking about the Agile Festival for a couple of months, and then Scott said about going into the marketing team, and then you guys just grabbed hold of me and never let go.
Yeah,
And
pretty much. Yeah, we needed a full woman.
well, I was supposed to be going there for facilitation, and most people that know me know I like facilitation, but then you guys gripped hold of me. And then I don't like to use the term lead because we've got a role within marketing. We all lead each other, we all guide
It's a
each
circle, but we need someone who can coordinate, which is the facilitation role. So
other and
well
take the
done,
blame.
Chief Marketing Officer. I think the point is that there's the world outside Agile looks for titles, and the world inside Agile looks for capabilities. And you're capable, and we respond to that. So that's where that comes from. But at that time, Scott kept on trying to get us to do videos together on various different subjects. We managed to avoid it. I'm not sure why we were avoiding it, but it
we
just seemed like an imposition.
we were busy and we hadn't yet found that we were busy. We got on really well. We've always gotten on really well. We were saying earlier that we're probably the two personalities that people probably wouldn't think that mix, but we do mix really well. But for some reason, I think maybe we didn't find a topic at the time that we could do a video on until
Yeah.
this.
Well, so I was thinking before the festival started, how do you maintain interest in a festival that is in pieces, which is essentially what the festival is. It's in pieces all over the world. Well, what you do is you have a review show, and in the Edinburgh Festival, there's a nightly review show. And I thought, well, review shows are frankly a bit boring unless you've got some personality behind them. What's the biggest personality of any review show I've ever seen? Wayne's World. So that's where Agile World comes from. So thank you, Wayne, and Garth.
We contemplate on doing the whole like
Well,
this.
I looked at doing the animation for the front, but then I thought, no, we can have a magazine show that's a little bit anarchic and a little bit side on, but actually it's still going out to professional people. If we are completely off the wall, then people will go, will have no context to understand it. So that's where we come from. Sabrina, you've had a lot to do with the format. So what are we doing?
Well, so originally I did kind of like the playful side. I did mention about the blow guitar for Wayne's World, and then you trumped me and said you had a real one, and I thought, well, I ain't going down that direction then because you trumped me there. But it was created one obviously to tell everybody about Agile 20 Reflect, and to be able to get people to kind of see areas of Agile Reflect that they may not have actually seen. It was there to discuss how amazing the events are. And I know we originally planned, when this all started and when it was at the end of January when we were ready to launch, we all were ready to go to so many events, and we didn't realize that how much work we needed to do in the background. And obviously we've got our work lives as well, how much we would personally struggle to be able to get to all these events because there were so many, and obviously it grew and grew and grew. But that's what we originally wanted to kind of start doing. And then obviously we've grown, the festival's grown. We've grown within Agile World, even to the extent that I've invested in a light. This is all not real light. A green screen, merch, which we are looking into hoodies. So it's just kind of great. And I think it's because we've enjoyed it so much. And then obviously we've got, our colleagues in Agile 20 Reflect that's wanted to kind of join us and talk about it. And it's just kind of flourished. Is that a good?
I think it's interesting as well. Once we went outside of videos, by converting into a podcast, we kind of got a lot of people that are not anything to do with the festival listening in, and it's really surprising looking at the analytics around what platforms are being used, and some of the demographics. We're getting people from all over the world listening in, and hopefully they're enjoying it. Well, I'm sure that if they're not enjoying it, they won't listen again. So it's that thing. We want to be informational. We want to help people to adopt agile ways of working, but at the same time, we want to be a bit silly about it, because actually, work is hard, but is also fun. And the conversation should be so.
And we wanted to be real. That was one thing I said to Karl. So we've only ever had to edit like one, and that was obviously at the very beginning.
And it was my error.
And it was Karl's error, not me. Obviously, you didn't hear it's me. We purposely keep it real. What you see is what you get. So those people do know us or ever meet us, what you see on here is what you actually get in reality. And that was one thing we were both very keen on, is that we were actually real people, So I'm keen on that. I mean, I recently had a compliment from a friend of mine who doesn't who's never really, she doesn't work in my industry, but she somehow, without me even knowing, I haven't even told her about this, has picked up the podcast. And she has said, actually, one thing she likes is the fact is the Sabrina that she hears on the podcast is the Sabrina that she hears on the telephone, which is quite a nice thing to hear.
So also there is some editorial. So there is no script. You should probably be aware of that by now, since I was singing yesterday. There is no scripts, but what there is a loose editorial. We kind of know what the segments are. Hopefully, if there's people coming on, we know why we've invited them and have got some idea of what they're going to speak about. But it's not scripted. It is stream of consciousness, and it is a conversation.
And it's nice, actually, with some of the people we do have on, because we have this natural conversation with them. It is all still very natural, when we get Saf and Shelby. Even yesterday, if you've listened to yesterday's, Shelby actually called me on the phone while I was filming. That's how real we keep it. But it's all natural conversations. I think you can almost class it as a conversation that you would have around the water cooler, in the canteen or something in your office. But we don't have that currently at the moment. So this is almost like our water cooler sessions. If you
we're going to stand around Kilda Water, which is somewhere between the two of us. Yeah. But I think the other thing is then what happens next, because the festival officially ends on the 28th of February. What happens to Agile World?
Well, we're still going. So we just literally had a little meeting. Can you even call it a meeting? About what we want to do next. And we do want to carry this on. Me and Karl both enjoy it. It won't be daily. Not gonna lie, it is quite tiring, because there is work that goes on in the background. It's creating that hour slot, even though it's not an hour session. It's creating that hour slot to have those conversations, to have those discussions, discuss what's been happening all day, catching up as human beings ourselves. Then obviously once we've recorded it, it's downloading it. It then gets shipped off to Karl. Karl does his magic with with our imagery and everything at the very beginning. And then it comes back to me, and then I feed it out on platforms. He feeds it out on platforms. It's a lot of work. It is a lot, and we enjoy it. But we've decided that we could not uphold this daily in this current stage at the moment. So we will be winding it down once or twice a week. I say 2. Karl says 1. Let's start a bit of a thing. What do you say?
So we will experiment. We will evolve and experiment, and that's the right terms of reference for Agile, I think. Last thing is, who owns Agile World? No, I'm saying that because I know who owns it. So Sabrina and I own it.
Yes.
It's a partnership. The impetus was the festival and is the festival, and whatever the festival then becomes will always be supported by Agile World, because that otherwise we wouldn't know each other.
And we're
But
also always going to be linked to Agile World, so it
yes,
will. But
yeah,
obviously, Agile World is not well, no, it's always going to be linked to Agile 20 Reflect.
yeah,
We're always going to have that link, and we are going to still use this platform to keep everybody up to date with what is still going on with Agile 20 Reflect. So the festival is ending at this current time on the 28th. We are working as a team, and we will be, of what the next steps are, and we're going to use this platform to also keep you up to date with what the next steps are going to be, as well as us being Agile World.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
And but we're going to stay focused on Agile. It's not going to be Agile plus. Shopping versions. Shoes I hear are in the wind. No, we're not good.
Oh, why? Oh, you've not. See, I'm going to go onto
Agile
our
shoes.
boards. Yeah, agile world shoes. See, that's it. I'm going to
Agile world of shoes.
Agile world of shoes. I mean, we at least got to do one segment on it. I mean, we've got.
I think agility is certainly an aspect of women's shoes. So maybe we'll find a way in.
I wear them while I do work. There's one link.
Well, there you go. I mean, they're very supportive of you. So we can certainly think about it. But I just wanted to, because the questions have come in around what it is and what we're doing. But I think we'll go back to what's happening in the festival, because I think that's probably what most people are listening for, unless they expect me to sing again.
So we've got quite a lot. So we're working on some items. So we mentioned we had a bit of a break on Sunday because we were working on some items for the 28th for our. We don't call it a closing ceremony because we're not closing. We're not.
It's a fiesta forever.
There we go. Should we get my riba underlay? I should master that. But it's. Do you know what? I don't like giving too much away because I like surprise, but it is going to be a lot of fun. We are going to be going on a journey with it. It is going to be a journey. We do have themes. We've got a lot of amazing people that are going to be hosting, presenting, and doing things. So if you were lucky enough to join us on the opening ceremony, think of that with another bang on it on top. That's my description of it. It's going to be so much fun. We're all putting in multiple hours to make it absolutely amazing for everybody. We just need people there.
Yeah, and there's it's doing okay on sign-ups.
We still got space.
We've got lots. Yeah, we've got lots of space. So we had about 260 people come to the opening ceremony, which was really good. Also on a Sunday. I think we've got currently 88 sign-ups for the Fiesta Forever. Honestly, this is not about named people. This is about participation, and so we're excited about what we will experience and also what we will take into the meeting on the 7th about where do we go from here. So that would be really great. And at this point, I'm going to plug my talk for tomorrow.
Are you doing a talk tomorrow? I was supposed to be doing it with you, but unfortunately I'm not able to anymore.
Well, I now am a jack of all trades and masters of none. I shall be opening the doors. I should be taking names. I should be doing the talk. I should be recording. I should be keeping an eye on the behaviours and all that jazz. But
you're perfectly capable. Anyway, I'm just proud that I've had a one-on-one viewing of it, so I've almost had my own personal viewing of your presentation, and you've actually taken me all the way through. So I've been able to ask you questions one-on-one. So I feel quite honoured.
Dyslexic to dyslexia, we were able to help each other, and Sabrina gave me some pointers and I acted upon them, because there's no point in asking you for help if you don't respond.
I'm also the PowerPoint queen. I'm sorry. I'm taking that title. Sath is a hashtag king and the wordsmith. I'm the PowerPoint queen. I have a thing about PowerPoint. I take nothing better than actually creating a PowerPoint, and I think that will go against me one day. But
Well, the PowerPoints I do are the kinds of ones that you'd expect from a digital agency. They're not consultancy ones. So basically,
you're gonna give it away.
okay, all right, I won't say
Give
anymore.
it
But
away.
they are not the ones that you knock out in half an hour. I'll put it that way.
I don't think many of us has got. I'm surprised you've got the bandwidth to share it, considering we have issues normally. I mean, they are very beautiful, but don't give too much away, because there is some nice surprise. One thing I will say is some nice surprise factors, and there's some. You need to have your thinking hats on. Very much need to have, and challenge him. Make sure you challenge him on the
Don't
call.
ask me any questions. I'm not capable.
Ask him loads of questions. You have to challenge him. Don't let him just tell you. You need to challenge him. You can thank me later.
No, it's okay. It's intended to cause people to think, wait a minute, that's not right. So I'm expecting that's on at 2:30 on Friday. You can get access to it through the meetup.
GMT time. Don't
Sorry?
forget that. GMT time.
GMT times 2:30 GMT for an hour and a half. Probably we'll all get to go for tea and cakes early. Apart from that, what else is in the festival?
There's loads still. It's just, I still get lost. I still get lost when Karl,
What?
the festival calendar isn't working. Oh, there we go. It's worked.
Okay, so just to say on the calendar, wow, this is a plugin that we've paid for, and it's not a cheap plugin as plugins go for WordPress. So we keep on having problems with it. I get the suspicion that it wasn't really designed to hold 800 events.
We never expected it. What was it? 150. We said this back a few Agile Worlds ago. 150. We were going to be absolutely ecstatic. Over 800 now. Over 800 is. Do you know what I must say? It is working a lot better.
Yeah. So there's been various caching issues. There's been but the point is that some of the issues we're getting, the developers never had before, because no one has ever used it to this extent before. So depending upon what happens with Agile 20 Reflect Festival, if we do something again in the future, we'll probably build our own bespoke technology rather than relying upon WordPress. So there's, apart from that, it's now gone into a list view instead of a photo view. So it's a little bit harder to view everything, but hopefully you'll bear with us.
I actually prefer it.
Do you?
I actually prefer it. It feels a lot smoother. It's easier to go to next. There's actually an improvement, and it's also not making my fans on my Mac go absolutely crazy. But that just could be like my fans on my Mac at the moment. So
you should maybe clean them from time to time.
no, it's going away. It's going away. That's another discussion. But yeah, also don't forget. So the one is one we do want you to look at is on the 7th of March, after the 28th. So on the 7th of March, we're actually holding a session to get you to tell us what you want to happen next. It's an opportunity for you as participants, as people that have been following us on this journey, has been joining us on this journey, to actually tell us what you think. Another reminder, just to mention, I know we're plugging and we keep mentioning about our, Festival Fiesta Forever party. There are still events going on after. So there's a Promoting Agility in Workplace. Now that looks interesting. Now that's actually a couple of hours. Oh, actually, I'm looking at the timing. Is it or not? That is actually, looks like it's after. Yeah, it's
there's
after.
there's 1 or 2 hours afterwards, but the whole point of having a distributed festival is that people can do what they want within it, and actually they have the engagement with the participants. It's not us. We just created the space.
But we still got plenty still to go.
So I'm actually going on Friday night to the Scottish Meetup Collider.
Oh,
Sounds like it's going to be bumper cars on Friday night. lightning talks on post, present, and future of Agile. There was someone mentioned something about Scottish dancing and whiskey. I'm not sure how you do that in a virtual sense. I know how to do the dancing now that we had it at the opening ceremony, but I'm not sure how you do it.
Someone's just stolen something that I could have actually done. This is going to be amazing. Power couple facilitation and Agile. Whoa. I could have done that with my husband. Oh my God, that's going to be amazing.
Well, just put your own version in and see what happens. You can still submit events. That's the amazing thing about this festival. There is no cutoff date.
No.
Well, there is 28th of February.
Yeah. Portuguese Agile expert. Join them for their power workshop. Whoa. I didn't see that one before. As I said, like I said yesterday, every time I go into this calendar, I see something new. It's
So there's one here, psychological safety and emotional intelligence. Really interesting one, certainly very important for leadership in organizations that are adopting Agile. So 4 stages of psychological safety. That's on Friday the 26th at 8 p.m. So I'm looking at my phone since my personal, I don't understand, my phone works better than my computer does.
That's because it's user error. You've got one here that's funny. You got one. I can slip that in quickly and then change the subject. You've got another one here. It's quite interesting. It's different. It's very different. Cleaning up your questions. That is a title. As Agilists, we've gotten quite good at measuring what matters. That sounds like a good one. Break work down into bite-sized chunks.
Oh, this is an interesting one. Saturday the 27th, free enterprise agile coaching class for Scrum Masters by Marina. I can never say her last name. She's one of the trustees, but she's based in Russia.
Yes, I don't. I'll fall down on that. I'm not very good with people's names.
So that's 9 a.m. Wow, Saturday morning 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. But I think one of the things about Agile is it has no borders, but our cultures do. Yeah. So if you're working in Russia or ever want to work in Russia and you're a Scrum Master, how do you get involved in enterprise agile, and what is enterprise agile in Soviet? I can't call it Soviet in Russia. Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore, apparently. It's very hard to break away from old understandings of the world.
It is. There's still quite a few. I think what I'd recommend, because these are just our things that we're attracted to, but ideally go to the calendar, have a look. It's not finished yet. There's still so many more going in, and there's still people are still adding. Like I mentioned just now, it's different every time I look at it. And actually appreciate the new view as well. It is working. It is working better. I'm glad that you made that change. Obviously, there's loads of changes.
We made it. We made it because we had no choice. So there's another one with Sath. I think Sath has probably appeared most on this festival. Or in one form or another. Saturday the 27th, building a knowledge sharing community, a conversation with Sathal Singh. And that's Saturday afternoon at 4 until 5. It's in Wat, which is Nigerian time.
So I think Sath could possibly win the award for
the most sessions.
Yes,
he's going to beat Scott by a long way.
He is. He's been, bless him. We all have been, but he has been a machine, absolute machine. When it comes to this,
and keeping a full-time job.
I know. At the same time, and still attending, because obviously we have meetings in the background. We have a couple of sessions as trustees to say what's going on, what do we need to jump onto, or anything like that. I've got a marketing session that we had today, and he always he's definitely going to have a sleep or a rest.
He does have a time machine, because I'm working through the night, and he's going till 2 or 3 in the morning, and then he's up for his work at 7. Thankfully, he's not having to travel as well. I think if there wasn't a lockdown in place, we'd have a lot less going on in this festival.
He's also got a family as well, which
he's got a wife and children, and I'm like going, how on earth? I mean, that must be one amazing Kanban board you have.
I'm thinking he needs to do an event to tell us how he did it. We all need to know his organization and coordination skills, because that by far is impressive.
It is.
Righty then. Well, we've only got a couple. Well, for this festival, we've only got a couple more. So was it Thursday, Friday? We've got 3 more.
Well, since it's more of a hello than goodbye, it's not really a problem. It's the festival. So I think all of us have been involved in the central team. We'll be spending a lot of time on the archive after this is over, but we're near the end of the constant flow of work for us, and so we're quite looking forward to a bit of a rest.
Yeah, I think the one decision we need to make is an important decision. Do we film Sunday's Agile World before or after? That's we didn't even think that's something that we need to, because obviously we're gonna have a bit of an after party. We're open about that. There's going to be a bit of an after party. There's going to be some bubbles flowing.
Well, let's see if we can get a few people off guard and film as part of the after party.
Let's do a before and after.
Well, we're going to do it's going to be a great event, and then afterwards, hey, you're my best friend.
It's like a proper party, though. This is what happens.
I've never met you before, but you're my best friend.
I spent so much time with you. But let's see if we can do the logistics on that, because that would be great. The before.
Well, it's easy enough to record a piece and then splice it together with the.
But it is actually, it's like when we do go out and see our friends. I mean, they are our bestest friends. We absolutely love and adore them. But when we've had a few drinks, the tables can turn one or two ways.
Yeah, well, I think once we've had the after party, we'll see who's still standing and who's not actually in a skip somewhere, and see if they'll come on for a brief chat about what they got from the Fiesta Forever and what they're looking forward to.
And if I'm very quiet, I'm either going to be even louder than I am normally, or if I'm very quiet, that means I've had one too many.
That's okay. Yeah, you'll be safe. We'll get Rob to stand in for you.
That might be the one that we have to edit. That'll be one where we'll have to go, that we see, we keep these raw, we keep these real. Well, a little bit too much to drink, because it's not going to be you, Karl, because I know you can handle it. I can't as much.
Yeah, that's okay. I've been transmuting alcohol into water for many years. It's the other way I'd like to be able to do.
Well, awesome speaking to you as usual. Add your comments. Tell us what you think. Let us know if you've got any ideas for our next steps with Agile World. And
be great.
Have a great night. Laters.